You cannot call yourself a vetiver lover until you try Incident Diplomatique. What's good, guys? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Hope you're all doing good. Today we are reviewing another fragrance from the house of a Jovoy, which you would know is quickly becoming one of my favorite niche houses out there, guys. This stuff is pure quality. Every single thing I've smelled so far from them today is all about the popular Incident Diplomatique. You may have heard about this one before, especially if you love vetiver. This had to have come across your radar because this is vetiver like you've never smelled vetiver before, and that's coming from somebody that really isn't the biggest fan of vetiver myself. This is quickly changing my mind about vetiver though, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is a house that seemed like if they're making something, they make the best version of it. Psychedelic is the best patchouli I've ever tried in my entire life, and probably one of my new favorite niche fragrances in my entire 800 bottle collection. That's quickly became my baby though, but man, today is all about Incident Diplomatique, guys, and I'm hyped for this review. Now, I do want to shout out Jovoy for sending this over for review. Of course, though, I'm still going to keep it honest with you guys. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. It's as simple as that, and you already know the rundown. And if you don't know anything about Jovoy, they started as a niche boutique, finally came out with their own brands called Jovoy Perfumes, and they also do own Jeroboam, which I have reviewed a fragrance from them before as well. And I believe they have one of the biggest niche boutiques over like in Paris. So if I ever do visit Paris, you'll know where I'll be. So let's run down some information now. Incident Diplomatique did release back in 2017, so it has been out for a few years now, almost 10 years at the time of this recording, guys. For the retail price, on the only size this comes in, which I do have the 100 ml, it does run you $220. I do know they recently just came out with 75 mLs and kind of revamped the packaging. I'm not sure what the price of that's going to be, but I'm telling you, even at $220 at retail for a niche quality fragrance like this, that is not bad at all. You'll also be able to find it over at Scent Split with code HUNTER10, which will bring it down for a little bit under 200 bucks, right around there. And I will leave a comment down below tagged where you'll be able to find this at. And for $200, guys, this one smells like easily a $500 fragrance. That's pretty much designer pricing at this point, because you got some mainstream designers ranging from up to $300 at retail. I'm not even talking about designer private lines, which go for like $400 plus. Concentration is going to be in eau de parfum, so you're getting roughly around 20% oils in here, which is very high. And you can tell this smell is very dense, believe me. And for the perfumer, that is Vanina Maracule. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I believe she's created so many fragrances for the house of a Jovoy, and if that's the case, she knows exactly what she's doing. So with all the information out of the way, let's go look at the packaging and presentation you're going to get with Incident Diplomatique now. So take a look at only the bottle since I don't have the box in hand, unfortunately. However, though, I always love the 100 ml bottles. Of course, you got your sticker with your fragrance right there, Incident Diplomatique. On this side, you have a Jovoy Paris, and it is in this kind of skinny, long bottle design, which is unlike anything else in my entire collection. On the bottom, you got your sticker, probably a batch code, information, etc. You also have this very heavy cap, guys. This thing probably weighs like a pound, full metal, nothing on top of the atomizer, nothing in the cap, and it does not hold on by friction that tightly. So please, if you get a bottle of any Jovoys, especially in the 100 ml, do not pick it up by the cap. I believe though in the new 75 ml, guys, they do have a new magnetic cap. I have not seen those bottles in person, but I have seen them online, etc. I gotta say, guys, I actually really like the 100 ml bottles. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This thing is so classy. But I could see if you do have smaller hands, this one could be kind of hard to grip. And I believe that's also another reason why they kind of changed the bottle design a little bit. In the top, you got mandarin orange. In the mid, you got Haitian vetiver, Java vetiver, and nutmeg. In the base, you got patchouli and sandalwood. And this will be classified as a woody, spicy. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Beautiful distribution, guys. Just like all of these Jovoys, it is pressurized, so you can choose to spray a little bit or a lot, which I always recommend. So are you ready to smell one of the best vetivers you've ever smelled in your life? Here you go, guys. So even though this is a vetiver dominant DNA, it does have some other characteristics, because in the opening, you're gonna find this very sweet, kind of juicy, fruity mandarin orange right off of the top, guys. It does open up with a burst of mandarin, which is a nice kind of pleasant opening. It sort of takes you a little bit by surprise, especially if you're expecting vetiver right off of the bat. And I don't know what it is though, but I love a good kind of mandarin vetiver combination scent profile. It just works perfectly. I will say though, this fragrance is one of the most alpha, confident inducing fragrances I've ever tried, guys. This is a man's man type of DNA. And I'm talking about like an important man's type of fragrance. This is a fragrance that absolutely means business. And if anybody smells this on you, they know you're not somebody to mess around with. It just commands attention no matter where you go, and especially because of that opening. Now, as this one starts to transition into the mid, which actually does come up fairly quickly, guys, the mandarin starts to fade off into the background. You are going to get the star of the show, the vetiver. Now, the vetiver in Incident Diplomatique is by far one of the most quality vetivers I have ever tried. And like I said, I'm not usually the biggest fan of this note, but the way it's done in here is phenomenal. It goes in this kind of dark, dry, smoky side of vetiver, which I love, because if you know vetiver, it can smell like 100 different things. But no, this is one of the darkest, smokiest vetivers I've ever tried in my life, because you got both the Haitian vetiver and that Java vetiver. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure what the difference is between those two vetivers, but whatever the difference is, them coming together make for an excellent vetiver DNA, and also kind of like a dusty, earthy vetiver. I'm telling you right now, if you never tried this fragrance before and you're calling yourself a vetiver lover, you have to do your nose a favor and at least check it out. So I know the first fragrance that comes to my mind when I think of vetiver is like Guerlain vetiver, an absolute iconic vetiver. That one is completely different than something like this. That one's more on that kind of grassy, wet side of vetiver. No, this one's dark, dusty, and smoky. And along with the vetivers, guys, you do have that spicy, kind of nutty nutmeg thrown into the mix as well. That also kind of gives off this oriental vibe along with the vetiver. Now, as this one finally gets into the base, you are going to get that earthy patchouli that Jovoy is known for, especially from a psychedelic. This kind of chocolatey patchouli. It's not as chocolatey in this one as it is in psychedelic, but it's more earthy and just fits perfectly well combined with the vetiver in the mid. And trust me, the vetiver is still going to be in the far dry down. Mix good with that patchouli, and who knows how to do patchouli better than Jovoy. It's a patchouli vetiver DNA, even though it's more so on the vetiver side. And I just cannot get over how Jovoy is absolutely making bangers in the lineup that is going completely under the radar, like criminally underrated when it comes to niche houses, guys. Because I'm telling you right now, psychedelic is the best patchouli I ever tried, hands down, and Incident Diplomatique might honestly be the best vetiver I've ever tried as well. And that's just so crazy to say, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just how can vetiver get better than this? Drop some of your favorite vetivers down below, because I'm gonna have to try some others. I just cannot picture any vetiver better than Incident Diplomatique, guys. This is insane. So for the best seasons to rock Incident Diplomatique, for me, I'll primarily pull this one out for the spring, fall, and winter time. Not so much the summertime. It's not citrusy, it's not bright, it's not aquatic, nothing like that, guys. It's dark, earthy, smoky, dusty, which works the best in spring evenings and absolutely the fall and winter without a doubt. Even though if you're somebody special, you could pull this one off as a signature scent all 4 seasons, like all year round. If you give off that kind of masculine, mature, alpha energy, this could be your signature scent. But when it does come down to season, spring, fall, and winter does suit this one the absolute best. And for occasion, this one could be both dressed down casual and dressed up formal, depending on what you're doing and who you are. It's that kind of versatile DNA that if you just want to get respect whatever you're doing, if you're just running errands, going to work, going to an office, going on like a construction site, going to board meetings, going to dates, going to weddings, special events, this works for pretty much everything, and you're going to get a ton of respect while wearing this. Probably the most versatile fragrance from Jovoy that I've tried thus far. And when it comes to gender, guys, this is ultra masculine. One of the most masculine scent profiles I've ever tried. I mean, it smells like a guy that's respected, has a ton of confidence, and means business. The kind of dude you do not want to mess with whatsoever if you smell Incident Diplomatique on him, believe me. There's not even a half percentage of a feminine touch in this fragrance at all, guys. When you think of a masculine fragrance DNA, this is exactly what comes to my mind. Smoky, dry, earthy, and spicy. I mean, you almost have to have hair on your chest to pull this one off. To be honest with you, isn't me, but man, do I love this DNA. Now, when it comes to age groups as well, guys, very mature. There's not one thing youthful, juvenile, playful about this fragrance at all. Plus, I couldn't imagine somebody in the late teens, early 20s really gravitating towards a scent profile of this nature. It actually kind of leans more on the 30 plus side of things. I mean, when I'm 40, 50 years old, this is what I would want to smell like. When I'm 50 and I have my entire collection and somebody told me I can only choose one fragrance to wear until I die, it might honestly be Incident Diplomatique. It smells like a very wealthy, kind of older gentleman that has a ton of class. But hey, of course, right now I'm in my 20s and I absolutely love this DNA and I will rock it, of course. But doesn't mean that it does not lean on the more mature side of things, believe me. Now, wrapping the review out, talking on the performance you should expect to get from Incident Diplomatique, guys. Now, this is an EDP concentration, and from my testing on skin, I got around 10 hours of longevity, which is solid for this fragrance, guys, you don't really need much more than that. And if you apply your clothes, it will last a day or two easily. So no complaints at all when it comes to this scent profile. It didn't really last as long as something like psychedelic, which I believe I got 12 or so hours from that, but still 10 hours is no slouch. And when it comes to projection, about moderate projection. So when you go about your day, people are going to smell you about an arm's length of distance, guys. And believe me, while you're going about your day, people around you, when they smell this, you're going to get out of your way. I promise you. It won't be a huge kind of attention grabbing compliment magnet type of scent profile. You might get some attention and compliments from people that actually know fragrance and have class themselves while you're wearing this. It's not really going to please the general public, if you know what I mean. Might be a little bit too earthy for that. But hey, if you're not looking for compliments, you're just looking for respect, this is a good fragrance for that. But that's going to do it for my review of one of the best vetivers I've ever tried in my fragrance journey, guys. And I'm not even joking about that with Instant Diplomatic. Let me know down below if you guys have any experience from the house of a Jovoy, and if you don't, you absolutely need to dive into this house, guys. Plus, if you like vetiver as well, check it out and drop your favorite vetiver down below. So besides that though, leave a like on the video, subscribe as well if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you guys with daily fragrance content, and of course, I'll catch all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.